Wait, hold on. So, hey, can you sign up for her notes for me? I have to pee real quick. And she's not actually one, so no geometry.
Oh, wait, two. Okay. The POC is explain to me each step to the equation. What I know about my my question is that you have to solve for x and that you have to determine whether it's negative or positive. I got this from my function notation note. Assignment. Do you have any questions to help me?
May I see your note?
No, my phone. This other information they gave you?
Okay, is it also?
No, it's on my notes.
Is it on?
Down, you wrote all that stuff down that's on the board?
Yes, sir.
You guys, y'all know what collaborative inquiry is? Elise, do you? You know what collaborative inquiry is? Look on your TRF. It says collaborative inquiry. Inquiry is worth 10 points. You see it?
Is it?
So, do you know what it means to inquire about something?
No, you have to include yourself.
Oh, yeah.
To like what?
Include yourself.
Yeah, not only include yourself, but how do you include yourself? You have to ask questions,
Plus 7.
all right? So when you inquire about something, you're trying to learn something more about it. So how do you do that? You ask questions. And you do it together as a group to help Caleb. If you don't ask any questions, you get no points for that. I don't care if you're in the class, don't know what's going on, you can ask questions about what she might be confused on. So that's how you get points for collaborative inquiry.
So they gave you
Like,
input
so
five.
one, so basically that would be good. Like, plus 7. Oh, okay, I get how they do it now. I'll show you from like the 4x plus minus 1. And so it's gonna be a different problem, so I really don't have to write it down. It was the 4x plus 1, and then there was a negative, no, it was minus 1, and it was f to the negative 7. So what they did was it was just 4 times negative 7. So that would be equal to 7, negative 28. And there was the negative 1, so they had to subtract 1 from it, which you really can't because they're both negative. So they just added them together to get negative 29. So for this one, it would just be 5 plus 7 because that's basically 1 times 5. So 5 plus 7 would equal, okay, 12. That would equal 12. So the answer would be 12.
That's it?
So basically, when they gave you f of 5, that's the same thing as f of x. They basically gave you x already.
Yeah, they gave you the x.
So you just plug in whatever number in parentheses for it.
Okay, so y'all don't.
So what happens if it's not like, a negative?
If
just
it's not good, if it's not a negative like this one, you would like, and this is positive 7, you would just add them together. But if it was a negative and a positive, you would subtract the positive from the negative, and you would see what you get after that.
Okay.
So say it's like, 4x minus 7, and then a 5 right here. So that'd be negative 28 plus 5. So y'all can't do that because this is a negative and this is a positive. So that'd basically be 28 minus 5, so 28. So that would be 23 for the answer.
How'd you get 28?
Because 4 times negative 7,
Why are you doing 4 times negative 7?
You're
it's,
just giving me another
yeah, I'm just
example.
giving her like, if
No,
it
I'm
was,
talking about, like,
how'd I get negative 28?
4x minus 7, why'd you do 4 times 7?
Oh, my bad. It was
Uh,
4 times 5, which is 20. So 20 minus 7, so that'd be like, that'd be 13. So you would get 13 for that answer.
And what did you did 20 what?
That 4 times 5, because this would be the x. So that's the x in the problem. So you would multiply 4 times 5 to get 20 and then subtract by 7 to get 13 as the final answer.
Okay,
you wanna do another one? Or do you get it?
I get it.
You sure? Okay, explain it to me.
Like this one or no, like a
A
different one?
different one. Explain it to me a different
Okay. So he
one.
said,
You got it?
oh,
Or you
another
want
one?
off of it?
What?
Or you wanna make up one?
I'll make up one.
Okay.
So, he said basically, like what you get from right here, you just have to replace it back. And then just add them together, and what you get is that. But then he said if it's like a negative and a positive, you would have to subtract. And what you get there, you have to like multiply this and that. And
Multiply what?
this, like, if it was negative and positive, you have to multiply this and that.
Ready?
Only if there's a number in front of the x.
Yeah, if
there's
not a number in front of it, you automatically know it's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's not a number in front of the x,
You mean right there? You good?
if there's not a number in front of the x, then you just plug that number in for x. But if there is a number in for, if there is a number in front of x, then you multiply whatever number is in front of x times the number in the parentheses.
Wait, what was the answer again?
It was 12.
What did y'all do in there today? Have you been to that class yet?
So if you read those steps and tried to go back
Have you
and
been to English?
do another problem, would you know how to do it by reading those steps?
I will.
All right, so you don't have to worry about it.
I was
Do
gonna
those
explain it
steps.
on
You've
here.
been to
Huh?
science.
I was gonna explain it on here.
Explain how to do it.
Because y'all in there thinking. So what is the test over evolution? I mean, what was the Kahoot? The evolution? That's all right.
Something about.
Okay, so right there, you know what that is? Is it over here somewhere?
Sorry, my handwriting's bad. I cannot write down. Okay, steps are I wrote POC, and got 12 steps to the board equation.
Okay.
My aha moment was I got 12 by replacing the x with the 5 and just adding them together. That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, you did your 15-second speech?
That's it.
Very good. Good.
Who wants to go next?
Let's go 11:20.
Two.
Evelina.
It's a new one, other one?
Is there? You did,
Oh, I want the gentleman to go.
Oh, Jamie? I guess.
Said I got the good one.
One
I said
day.
you go second. No, Alvin can go. Alvin, I ain't gonna do like that on day one. You taking some good notes. You better be asking some questions or you're not gonna get credit. You giving him a CRS back?
No.
Alright,
You got the drink?
I'm gonna need that here in a minute to write your
What's your
report.
note?
Oh,
You good or you want me to take them?
I can do, what you do your teacher thing? Your
geometry.
You just don't look at me like that.
You guys know if you left.
That was kind of creative.
I just didn't feel like holding you.
It's fun.
Like in a few weeks. I get my crutches off on Monday. I got surgery.
Yeah, you told me that.
Get it off on Monday.
Good.
No, I get my
Good
boot
work,
off in a
Jared.
few weeks and then I get to get off the crutches next month.
You said you had something, right?
All right, Evelina. Let's see what you got that's gonna make it cry.
I never seen you.
The crutches? I used to. But not this week.
Alvin, was that Mark?
This week I just started. Not you.
Yes, sir.
You are huge.
For Tuesday. We're gonna do it another day. It was a man idea.
You made sure. See?
So,
I could hear that.
Got really loud. I just don't like doing partner work with people. They just call me.
my POC is how can we figure out what the correct answer is while trying to find the unit rate? And what I know about my question is that we have to, like, I know it somewhat, but like, I'm just trying to make sure that I understand it better. And it says like, what he did for unit rate was he got 900 and divided by 3. Like, it just confused me when he did that. And we have to figure out how many kilometers it travels every hour. And my PLC is how can we figure out what the correct answer is while trying to find the unit rate? What questions do y'all have to help me with my PLC?
So in order to solve that, you had to divide it.
Yeah, like that. This is number 6. Like, I think, yeah, I should have notes over in my Bible. I probably don't, but
What did you get?
it was 300.
Yeah.
But I was confused when he did that because he did it really quick. No, I don't have
It's
any.
probably because you only had to divide.
You're confused on why he did that?
Yeah,
Why he did that?
This is geometry.
I mean trigonometry. I know. That's what I want.
Yeah, beast game mode.
Trigonometry?
Trigonometry, what is that?
Advanced geometry, basically.
So what is km? What is it, kilometers?
Mhm.
Kilometer.
So what is that? Like distance or?
It's the distance in 3 hours that the plane travels.
Look at you.
So it's kind of like number 5, when it did 120 divided by 2 and equals 16, 58.
Cause he just made us watch a video
I like
over
that.
it and it was confusing because I wasn't paying attention to the video.
So you wanted to know,
Oh, wait.
like, the question is how far did the plane travel each hour?
Like, I get why 300, cause like 3 times 3 is 9, so just add 2 zeros to that.
Mhm.
So that would get you 300.
I
Or
don't
900.
know. It's confusing. I didn't see that.
Basically just
part.
dividing.
But the question was on the thing, was it how far the plane traveled each hour or something? What was the question?
It says,
If a plane travels 900 kilometers in 3 hours, what is the rate of speed expressed as a unit?
In speed. So isn't the equation for speed distance over time?
yeah, but it didn't show any of that when he was doing it. He just divided 900 by 3 and he said 300 was the answer and that's why I was.
So I guess you just kind of have to know that the equation for speed is distance over time. Because they gave you the distance
Mhm.
and the time. So you just have to know in order to find speed, I have to divide distance by time. I mean,
That's pretty self-explanatory.
that's something that I could find.
Do you know what the triangle looks like for the distance, speed, time?
Someone goes, I was like this since like 8th grade.
Let's see. What's on top?
Isn't it like distance?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good job.
So that's why he divided 900 by 3 because the equation of find speed is d over t.
So if he was trying to find the distance, he would multiply these two. I get it now. I haven't used this triangle in I don't know how long.
What would you use if you were trying to find distance?
It's,
You said multiply?
yeah, speed and time. I would multiply those two together to get
Doesn't it go like this? Or does it go like
What
that?
you mean?
Like BT and then TS and
It doesn't matter which way these go because either way you could still multiply the time and speed together, and you could divide distance and speed, distance and time together. So it really doesn't matter which way these two are, but it matters if distance is on top.
oh, okay.
Got it? Okay. So let's go.
Did you have an aha?
Right here. Okay, give me a question. You're going to say- Yeah, right that way.
So. You are. I drew the triangle on number 3.
Very good. All right. So you wrote down these two. So that's right. You're good right there.
And I was basically finding.
I've heard Point of View and Positions. It sounds like such a good album. Have you? Is it good? Those 2 songs got me feeling the album. I don't know if I really want to listen to it, but since you said it's good, I'm gonna give it a listen. I'll let you know.
I don't like all of them, but
I think Point of View is such a pretty song.
You have any notes or anything, or you have to look it up? Look them up. All right, and write down those definitions. Okay? And then I'll help you with the rest of it.
so that was a weird time to end it.
Yeah. But if you don't get tagged, you can go home early.
What time is it?
Like,
4:25.
no, for four.
No, not 4:25.
4:35. No,
Yeah.
like from.
Yeah, it's 3:45.
3:35.
Oh,
It's either 3:45 or
No, it's
3:35.
3:35, and if you get tagged, you get out at 3. No, 4:30.
Yeah,
15. Oh, God.
So what if you don't get tagged and you get to leave early? How would you get home?
Oh, they pick you up by bus,
They still have like.
oh, the bikes come early. Oh,
and then they come back after. My PLC is how can we figure out what the correct answer is while trying to find the unit rate? What I learned is that when trying to find speed, we have to divide distance and time together to get the speed. So what I did was I divided 900 kilometers by 3 hours to get 300 for the speed. And what I did first was I wrote the problem. I divided 900 by 3. I drew the distance, speed, and time triangle, and then I finished the problem. I'm not too sure if y'all want me to leave it up there.
Does anyone have any questions I've already talked about or went over? Okay. So, within the 3 minutes, how do you say your name? Alyssa. So you let me call you Alyssa and didn't even correct me? I hated your paper and everything, and I was real confident in your
I did the
name.
same thing, though. You call me Kylie or something like that at the beginning of the year.
See, that was last year. I know your name. I done had you plenty of time. What's your name? I can't hear. Travis? Oh, Jalen. Ooh, I messed that up. I'm so sorry. Okay, so what were your TRFs over?
Mine's kind of like the same as Kaylee's, only mine has a fraction.
Okay, so did you gain a peace of mind today from her problem, or are you still like somewhat confused?
Yeah, I know how to do it, I just don't know what the answer to like, because the fraction is 2/3 and you multiply it by 9, but I don't know what the answer to
Don't you just have to like make it into like a decimal or?
You can plug in a fraction. And you can make the decimal, you can plug in a fraction, and it still will give you a point decimal for your answer. Or a whole number, depending on what you're multiplying it with.
Or you can just multiply it like 2 over 3, and then put it 9 over 1, and then multiply straight across, and then you get 6. Yeah.
How about you, Jalen?
Protein synthesis.
What'd you say?
Protein synthesis.
Protein synthesis? What you confused on? Yeah.
Make sure I'm not on the drive, but make sure.
We're supposed to watch a video. Like a video that we know with the assignment, like we have to fill in the blank assignment. And then, so my point of vision, like what was the product of the process? Because like different products with different process, like photosynthesis, research, like we gotta talk to all those and they all those have products and like when they're asking us all the questions, so like filling the blanks. I didn't know the products for like the translation and the other. I don't know what that were.
Can you pull up your notes and come in? Do you have any notes over it? Or anything that you need to fill out real quick? We have less than a minute, but you guys can go ahead and start on your reflection. Anna, you good?